The Invisible Dog, Chapter 6. "I'm bankrupt," said Janie's mother. "And I soon shall be," said her father. "I don't think it's fair. Who ever heard of a dog playing Monopoly?" "Especially an invisible dog," his wife said. Janie sat grinning, a great stack of money in front of her. She patted the unseen head at her side. "You played really well," she said. It had been Janie's idea that Henry should take part in the game. She threw the dice for him, of course, moved his playing piece around the board, and collected the rents from all his property as well as her own. She, as always, played with the top hat, her mother with the flat iron, her father with the car. Henry's playing piece naturally had to be the dog. "Okay," said Janie's father as the car landed on Henry's Park Lane Hotel. See that big stack of money she's collected? "I've had it too. You win, Janie. You and Henry." "Cheer up, Daddy," said Janie. "I've got a nice surprise for you." And from a wad of money, she peeled off a 500-pound note and held it out to him. "What's this for?" he said. "For my Great Dane puppy. Remember what you said? You come along with 500 pounds, you said." "Oh, no, you don't," her father said. "It's got to be real money if you want a real dog. 500 pounds of Monopoly money, indeed. You'll be lucky." "I think I will be," Janie said. Later, Janie's mother said, "I wish you hadn't done that silly thing, David." "What silly thing?" "Telling Janie that she could have a puppy if she had 500 pounds. You saw the look on her face. She genuinely believes she's going to be lucky. It's not fair to the child. There's no way she could find that amount of money. Either put up the money yourself or stop talking about it." "I just might," Janie's father said. "Might what? Stop talking about it?" "No, put up the money. Ever since Janie brought out that leash and collar, I found myself thinking of dear old Rupert and what a super dog he was, and wondering why we never replaced him. And what with the dog show, well, I must admit I'm getting quite keen on the idea. After all, Sally, we're the right sort of people to have a big dog. We've got a sizable house and garden. We live in the country. We can afford it." "You told Janie she couldn't when she first asked you." "Yes, I know. It's all the fault of that invisible dog of hers. The more she plays that game, the more I find I want to see an actual living, breathing, flesh and blood Dane on that leash." "A harlequin." "Does that matter? Surely any color would do." "Not for Janie, it wouldn't, and it may not be easy to find exactly what we want." "We?" said Janie's father. "You go along with the idea, then?" "We'll see." We will," said Janie's father, and he grinned slyly, it seemed, to his wife. "What have you got up your sleeve?" Do you know what that means? She's like, "What sneaky thing are you thinking about?" "Not up my sleeve," said Janie's father, "in my pocket." And he took something out of it. "What's that?" "An advertisement. I cut it out of the local paper." "You don't mean—" "Yes, listen. Great Dane puppies for sale. Blacks, blues, 1 harlequin. Price? It doesn't say." "Where?" "Not all that far away. Extraordinary, isn't it? I had no idea there was a Great Dane breeder anywhere near here. And there's a harlequin in the litter. What a bit of luck." "Janie said she'd be lucky, didn't she?" "I know. All we need now is for 500 pounds to drop out of the sky and land in Janie's lap. And I shall begin to believe in witchcraft." At that instant, they heard a loud noise outside. "What on earth was that?" Janie's father said. Her mother went to look out the window. "Oh, it's only old Mrs. Garrow going down the lane. She has the most peculiar laugh." "I'll say. I thought it was a duck quacking." "She's chatting with Janie, and she's flapping her hand up and down. Oh, no. I see what she's doing. She's patting Henry." "That," said Janie's father, "has really made up my mind. If it's got to the stage where Janie's playing her invisible dog game with people like Mrs. Garrow, it's high time we got a visible one." Will you tell Janie? No, not yet. The Harlequin pup may be sold, or it may be a female, or it may be a poor specimen. We must go and see the puppies. When? As soon as you've taken Janie to school tomorrow morning. But you'll be going to work. No, I'm taking the day off. I've fixed it at the office. Urgent business. David, you are a sly boots. The mailman came just as Janie was leaving for school the next morning. By the time she and her mother reached the end of the village, his van was parked outside Mrs. Garrow's cottage while he collected the outgoing mail from the mailbox. Mrs. Garrow was chatting with him, and she waved at Janie as she went by. Funny old lady, that, Janie's mother said. She's nice, said Janie. When Janie's mother got home again, she found her husband still sitting at the breakfast table. He looked rather pale. What's the matter? His wife said. You look as if you've seen a ghost. Is it bad news? Well, yes, and good too, Janie's father said. He picked up an official-looking document from the table. Do you remember my Uncle Melville? He said. Well, he was my great-uncle, really. And there's a picture of Janie's dad holding up that piece of paper. Nice old chap, never married, came to stay with us when Janie was little. Rupert must have still been alive because I remember Uncle Melville made a great fuss over both the baby and the dog. Yes, I remember, Janie's mother said. Didn't he emigrate and go to live in Australia? Yes, and now he's died there. Oh, dear. Well, he was pretty old. Well, still, I'm sorry, but you said there was good news, too. Well, yes, he's left us a handsome sum of money in his will. This is a copy of it. And he's left Janie some money, too. Really? How much? Janie's father picked up the airmail envelope that had contained the document. Remember what I said to you yesterday? And now here it is, dropping out of the sky to land in Janie's lap, he said. You mean exactly 500 pounds. That's the end of the chapter. So, now we know that Janie's actually going to have the money. So, what do you think is going to happen next? I bet she's going to be really surprised, right? We'll see. I'll be back for chapter 7.